Well, I have I guess, semi-interesting question for the group. Has your insight into reactivity, into behavior, has that spilled over into your own life, into things that you might be reactive about? And have you used some of those techniques on yourself? Take me through some of that if that's relevant.
I think for me, the more I've learned about reactive dogs, I really think that what's hit home for me is trigger stacking, or that reactivity loop. And being able to identify when myself am in that reactivity loop, and having strategies to pull myself out of it. So we always talk about with our reactive dogs, decompression. My dog had a bad day. How do I help him come back down from that and get back to baseline? And I think that is something that I've managed to pull from my training side of myself and bring it into my own life, is addressing trigger stacking, recognizing trigger stacking, and being able to pull myself out of that loop. Same with my kids too. I've got 2 kids, and identifying them when they're starting to get trigger stacked, and realizing that, that outburst of behavior that's coming as a result of that trigger stacking is not my child being defiant or malicious or whatever label you want to throw on them. That's my kid saying, I cannot handle anymore. And then that allows me to approach that in an entirely different way than I would if I labeled my kid as stubborn in that moment. So that to me has been a game changer for sure.
Well, my thing is that sometimes when I get, let's say, triggered in some way, and I'm feeling in a certain way, but maybe I'm not very aware of what exactly am I feeling. My most recent exercises were, okay, I'm just a little off, like what's going on? And then I would just sit down and write out my thoughts, what the situation is. And just once I start writing down, it really helps me pinpoint a certain trigger or a certain feeling and a certain narrative that comes as a result of those experiences. And then that helps me then recognize whether that's the reality or just something I've made up in my mind, or if it's a narrative that actually serves me and my well-being, or if it's just like the mean girl speaking in my head, and whether I want to listen to her or not. And that has just helped me bring some awareness to where my emotions and reactions are coming from.
Yeah, I love that.